I'm just gonna say it. I got scammed by a guy I wasn't even officially dating. A guy I kept calling my casual thing while simultaneously behaving like we were planning a wedding in Bali. And the worst part? He didn't scam me out of money, the usual way. Not the crying on the phone, not the my car broke down, not the oh no my rent is overdue, nothing like that. This man used Bybit and a trip to Bali, like he was running a Pinterest board for financial chaos. I still don't know if he actually meant to scam me or if the situationship just situationship too far, but yeah, I'm down $5,000 and technically, I still miss him a little. But don't judge me just yet. Let me explain.
So,
I met him at a rooftop bar in Dubai. He had that look, sun-bleached hair, a bit salt-sprayed, like he'd literally stepped off a surfboard and into a pair of linen pants. He ordered a Corona with lime, gave me a smile that should honestly be illegal, and said, "You're trouble." Sir, why would you say that? Correct, but rude. We talked for like 2 hours about surfing, markets, crypto staking, DJI drones, and how Bali has the best left-handers in the world. I know crypto. Not like crypto bro crypto, but like, I know what is yield farming, staking, and liquidity pools. I have a ledger. I stake stablecoins sometimes. I know things. Anyway, he wasn't broke. That was the dangerous part. He dressed too well to be broke. He tipped too confidently to be broke. And he had that subtle cologne that only men with hobbies like surfing and tax optimization wear. So yeah, I caught feelings. Shoot me. We didn't date. We just existed in each other's phones. He'd text me in the afternoon. Coffee? Then 11 at night. Wanna watch something? Then 3 days later. Look at the surf cam. Uluwatu is pumping. It was always effortless. Fun and warm, no drama, no pressure. Just dopamine in human form. We kissed a few times, stayed over a couple times, but neither of us asked that "what are we" question. Because that's illegal at this stage. Was I delusional? Yes. Was it worth it? Also yes. Okay, here's where it begins. One night we're sitting on my balcony, sharing a bucket of ice cream, and he casually goes, "You know, we should go to Bali for a week." I laughed. Because be serious. We're not even dating. We're situationshipping. But he insisted. He said he needed waves and a break and company. Then he showed me villas on Airbnb like he was the CEO of Romantic Trips LLC. He even said he'd handle scooters, surfboards, itineraries, the whole thing. And honestly, Bali with him sounded like cinematic perfection. Cliffside sunsets, scooters through rice paddies, me pretending to be athletic on a surfboard. All of it. So I said, "Okay, let's go." He smiled like he already knew I'd say yes. The catch? He said, "Let's book tonight. Prices are rising. I'll reimburse you half tomorrow." And my brain went, it's fine. He is good for it. Look at him. Men who smell this good pay people back. So I booked 2 tickets via Fly Dubai, 7 nights villa in Uluwatu, scooter rental, surf lessons. Total, $2,700. He said he'd transfer half the next day. He didn't. But not in a suspicious way, in a situationship way. You know that way where you don't want to nag because technically you're not his girlfriend? Yeah, that way. Be honest. Would you remind a situationship about money? Or would you just wait and pretend you're chill? I waited. Next day he comes over and says, "Hey, before I send you my half, I want to show you something." He opens Bybit and shows me this staking chart. High APR, low lockup. Some new program tied to institutional liquidity pools. Honestly, it looked legit. He wasn't being shady. He was geeking out about it like a guy showing off his new phone. He said, "I've been staking for months. If you move the Bali money there for 2 weeks, it'll basically pay for half the trip." I should have run. Instead I said, "Show me." He walked me through everything, the APY, the pool size, the risk rating, even gas fees. He wasn't stupid. And neither am I. It seemed believable. So I transferred $2,700 into staking. He said he'd put the same amount into his pool too. Then the next morning, my staking dashboard showed, "Transfer under review. Funds temporarily locked." I panicked. He didn't. He literally sipped his iced latte and went, "It happens sometimes. Bybit is annoying." Which, well, is true. Bybit is annoying. I've seen worse. He said, "Just wait 3 to 5 days. It'll unfreeze." So I waited. Because at this point, Bali was in 10 days and I already bought sunscreen. This is where everything started feeling off. Not bad. Just slightly, askew. Like this. 1. He texted less. Not ghosting, just switching from paragraphs to emojis. 2. He canceled plans twice. Once for work stuff, once for surfboard repair. I didn't ask questions. 3. He kept saying he'd reimburse me, but always followed with, "Let's just wait for the staking to unfreeze." 4. His Instagram stories were suddenly vague. Instead of ocean clips and surf cams, he posted random gym videos and screenshots of Binance charts, like a man in financial distress. I should have connected the dots. Instead I thought, it's fine.
We're fine.
Bali is happening. Everything is happening. This is what delusion looks like. It's pink, it's warm, it's gentle. And it's very stupid. 3 days before the trip, I texted him, "Should I check in for both tickets or just mine?" He replied, "Can I call you later?" Later came. He showed up at my place. Looking guilty? No, not guilty. Just, conflicted. He sat down and said, "I can't go." I thought he was joking. I literally laughed. Then I saw his face. He said he had an unexpected work deal, couldn't take time off, and he didn't want to mess up the vibe by forcing a rush trip. I asked about the money. He said, "Once the Bybit staking unlocks, you'll get everything back, plus profit." I said nothing. Because what do you say? "You owe me." You can't say that to a situationship. It's against the Geneva Convention. He hugged me, said he was sorry, and left. I sat on my couch staring at my suitcase like it had personally betrayed me. Next morning, I checked Bybit. Still frozen. Still under review. Still the same useless loading animation that feels like emotional damage. I messaged him, "Any update on your pool?" He said, "Same here." I believed him. Because I'm a clown. A cute clown, but a clown nonetheless. 2 days later, I saw him on Instagram. Not in Dubai, not at work. Not crying because Bybit froze his funds. No. The man was in Maldives. Maldives. With a drone shot of him on a paddleboard. Caption, "Needed this." I didn't even get mad. I just stared at the screen like, "Sir, be serious? Did he go alone? With friends? With another girl? I don't know. I'm not gonna ask. I'm delusional, but I have dignity." A week later, my funds finally unlocked. And yes, drumroll please, I was down exactly $5,000, 2,700 Bali bookings plus 2,300 staking loss from volatility and fees. I texted him a screenshot. He replied, "Damn, that sucks. I'll see what I can do." We never fought. We didn't block each other. No drama, no explosion. It just fizzled. Situationships don't end with closure. They just expire like yogurt. Here's the funny part. 3 weeks later, he texted me out of nowhere. "Thinking of going Bali next month, you in?" I stared at my phone. I actually laughed. Like full unhinged laughter. I replied, "Yeah, if Bybit pays for it." He sent a laughing emoji. I left him on scene because honestly, I'm not mad. He didn't steal my money. He didn't trick me. He didn't act maliciously. He was just a man being charming and inconsistent at the exact frequency that destroys women's financial stability. Did I get scammed? Kinda. Did I also have fun? Absolutely. Would I do it again? No comment. What do you think? Was this a scam, or was this my own delusion tax? And please, never stake your Bali money. And that's exactly how I lost $5,000 and one Bali trip to a situationship that felt like a movie. If you've ever been ghosted, love-bombed, or straight up delulu in a situationship, drop your craziest story in the comments or submit it anonymously through the Google form linked in the description below. Your story might end up in the next video. Hit subscribe if you live for this kind of delusional romance. New situationship confessions every second day.